What's up, YouTube? It's boy Leroy. So back again for another video, man. Today we got a video uploaded by Cosmic Wonder. This is Jason Statham cast in MCU, Tom Cruise, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange 2, addressed by Marvel Writers. So I'm not gonna lie, I've actually quite honestly already heard a bit about the Tom Cruise, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange 2, and the fact that he was initially actually their idea, and like he was initially like planned to be in this movie. And from what I gathered, it was mainly the pandemic and a few other like scheduling issues that was the main reason as to why he wasn't able to be in the film. But let's see what they have to say. Also, Jason Statham, I actually heard about that too. I heard it rumored like last week that he was in the MCU. So let's see if he ponders upon that. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into it though, y'all let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good. But if it wasn't, hopefully this news makes it just a little bit more better. You know? Let's go.
What is going on, everybody?
What's up,
Welcome
man?
back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and all things super. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and we have a lot to talk about today. It looks like Jason Statham could be joining the MCU. In fact, if certain reports are true, it looks like he might have already been cast as a character in the MCU at this point in time. The Moon Knight team over at Marvel Studios has also commented on whether or not Steven/Mark/Jake/Moon Knight/ all of them were blipped or not, and what exactly happened. And to top it,
Mark wasn't blipped, right? Because of his
in the Multiverse of
identity
Madness
or
talks
ID
about Tom Cruise as Iron Man in Multiverse of Madness, something that everybody seemed to really want, and something that the trailers kind of actually led us to believe would happen.
I
and
wanted
as it
to
turns
see
out,
it
this was
so
actually
badly.
a part of the original plan for Multiverse of Madness. So a lot to talk about today. We'll break it all down. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel
Hot
videos.
take.
All right, so
the movie would catch a little bit less flack if Tom Cruise Superior Iron Man was in it. I'm messing, or am I?
Jason Statham joining the MCU is something that I think a lot of people would really like.
Yeah,
of
he's
course,
a talented
if he was
actor.
chosen for the right character,
And he can do a lot of
Jason
his
Statham has done
stunts
some
and stuff.
amazing films, and it looks like there is a very specific character that he could be playing in the MCU that would make perfect sense for him to play, but more on that in just a bit. Let's talk about this initial report. A lot of different websites are right now talking about this report, but it originally comes from GiantFreakingRobot.com, and it says exclusive, Jason Statham has joined Marvel. So they're stating that he actually already has joined the MCU and has signed a deal with Marvel. Here's what their initial report says. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will one day encompass every actor, working, retired, living, or dead. Marvel Studios is currently in something of a rebuilding period. Since Avengers Endgame in 2019, they have been steadily replacing their original roster of heroes with next-generation versions and adding in increasingly obscure characters. They then say, according to our trusted and proven source, Jason Statham is the latest star to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I should point out that where it says trusted and proven source, that is a link to other articles and other reports that
trusted and proven source. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? No grain of salt needed, huh?
They have gotten correct in the past. Now, if this is true, this is actually really huge, but Marvel has actually been kind of doing this lately. They have gotten huge actors for Phase 4 and Phase 5 projects in the MCU. In Thor, Love and Thunder alone,
Russell Crowe is
about
playing
to
Zeus.
introduce Russell Crowe as Zeus and Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. Two insanely huge actors. Also, in Secret Invasion that is coming out in Disney Plus pretty soon, they're getting Emilia Clarke to play a role. And of course, you have to mention the Eternals. The cast is incredible, and we got Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Richard Madden, and so many more great characters like Gemma Chan in the MCU. Even though Gemma Chan was already in the MCU in Captain Marvel, but we're just gonna ignore that. But this is something that Marvel is actively doing, getting very big actors and bringing them into the MCU, which is just awesome. So, who could Jason Statham be playing? He could be playing a hero, or he could actually be playing a villain. He also could be playing somebody that doesn't have any superpowers at all, but he could be somebody working for S.H.I.E.L.D., or I guess S.W.O.R.D. now. He could be somebody that plays a major role in Secret Invasion, or he could straight up be a superhero. Now, Jason Statham is British, and I would love to actually see him play Captain Britain. Now, the comics Captain Britain isn't bald, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he has to have hair in the MCU. Plus, he does wear something over his head anyways, or he could wear a wig. But Captain Britain would be a great role for Jason Statham, I think, and it would be a really cool character to introduce in the MCU right now, given his connection to the multiverse. Captain Britain is a part of the multiversal team, the Captain Britain Corps. Our Captain Britain, Brian Braddock, is actually responsible
Green
for
Lantern,
defending Earth 616, which was just mentioned in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And Captain Britain gets his powers from Merlin, the wizard himself. In the comics, Captain Britain has superhuman strength, speed, durability, reflexes, all of those awesome things that I think Jason Statham could do a really good job at showing in live-action form. I mean, essentially, we've seen him do that in almost every movie that he's done. But another character that he could be playing, which seems a little bit more likely, that is speculated by Giant Freaking Robot, is Union Jack. And I actually think that this would probably be a better suited role for Jason Statham. This character is kind of like a cross between Batman and James Bond. He has no superpowers, but he is a British secret agent, which would fit Jason Statham perfectly. Now, it is worth noting that there was already a Union Jack in Captain America the First Avenger, but it was a different version of Union Jack. It was James Montgomery Flashworth. The current version in the comics is Joseph Chapman, and this is who Statham would pretty much have to play because the other one would be 90-something years old or probably dead. I think this character would work specifically well with Jason Statham. It would be an excellent chance for
like an anti-hero?
to bring in Jason Statham's hand-to-hand combat skills and make him a part of the MCU. But do you have somebody else in mind that you would like him to play? If so, let me know down below. Now, as far as Moon Knight goes, was Moon Knight snapped or did he survive? And if so, what exactly was he doing? Luckily, the writing team for Moon Knight has recently come out and said what happened. Here's what they said. We definitely, in the writer's room, we all collectively thought he survived the blip, that he wasn't blipped away. Because I don't know how I think if he had been blipped and come back, it would be something that you would have to address. It's something you would have to deal with, especially as a character who is trying to find his place in the world and has a lot of questions about his past. To not touch on the blip of it all felt weird, so we kind of collectively assumed that he was part of the 50% that survived. So Mark survived, but was he Moon Knight at this time? According to the writers, yes. Here's what they said about that. But as to what was actually happening during that period, I mean, I think that they say in the show that Steven basically woke up about 2 years ago.
Right.
That was the first time that they started living separate lives.
I like
this following the death
nice
of
look
Mark's
at
mother. So that's been the last 2 years, and we assume the 3 years before that was sort of Mark, just there was probably in the same way that Hawkeye had his hands full as Ronin because the criminal underworld was running rampant during the blip time. I assume Moon Knight was keeping very busy, but it was all being sort of done in the shadows, and he was sort of taking out a lot of threats that never surfaced or saw the light of day. So, Mark actually survived the blip, and he was Moon Knight for the past 3 years, it looks like. And that's good to know, because a lot of us were wondering what exactly happened with Mark/Steven during that time. And last but not least, Michael Waldron, the writer of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and also Loki Season 1, has now come out and talked about Tom Cruise as Iron Man, something wanted, but unfortunately did not get in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But as it turns out, that is actually what Michael Waldron wanted as well. Now, for a while, some outlets were stating that Tom Cruise would be appearing in Multiverse of Madness as Superior Iron Man. Then, some of these outlets kind of changed their mind and said, well, he was going to, but they cut that. However, Michael Waldron debunks these rumors. When asked if Tom Cruise was ever going to actually play Iron Man, he replied with, yeah, that was totally made up. I mean, there's no cut footage of Tom Cruise. But he goes on to state that he did want Tom Cruise to appear in the movie. He says, but I love Tom Cruise, and I said to Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige at one point, I was like, could we get Tom Cruise as Iron Man? I remember reading about that in Ain't It Cool News back in the day, that Tom Cruise was going to be Iron Man. Then in the interview, Rolling Stone asked him, so to be totally clear, did anyone reach out to Tom Cruise? In which Michael Waldron replied, I don't believe so. I just don't think it was ever an option because of availability. Looks like Tom Cruise probably wasn't available to play Superior Iron Man at the time, which is unfortunate because it looks like if he was, we probably could have gotten him in the movie.
Yeah,
I
man.
personally would have loved to have seen that. I kind of thought it was going to happen because
Me too.
of the Ultron bots. But the good news is we are still in an MCU where the multiverse is now a very big thing.
In the future.
So the possibility of Tom Cruise showing up as Superior Iron Man is still very much on the table and could totally happen. So let me know what you think about all of this Marvel news. Be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news. And for live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.
Wolf. Shout out to you, Warren Thompson over at Can't Speak Cosmic Wonder. You know what I'm saying? Awesome news. Jason Statham being cast in MCU, Union Jack, Captain Britain, take your pick. Honestly, I think Union Jack probably does sound like it fits him a little bit more, a non-powered character with really dope skills. You know what I'm saying? Seems like right up his alley. You know what I'm saying? Jason Statham is a great actor. I love him. Love a lot of his films. I love his how he does his action. Like, really cool, top-notch guy. Can't wait to see him in the MCU. Moon Knight. I kind of figured, because like I said, there's a scene where he's like, it's going over like he got his license and like his what was it? He got something in 2018. It was like the end day of 2018, so right after the event of the blip. So I kind of figured he was alive. I wasn't sure about the Moon Knight bit, but I figured that he made it past the blip. And also, Tom Cruise and Iron Man 2. Oh man, I know. I wish we had gotten it. I really do. I really like that. Was going into the film, like at least a week before going into it, because I kind of heard that he wasn't. But a week before going into the film, like I was like, dang, like if I had to have anything, like any cameo or anybody appear, I wanted it to be Tom Cruise's Iron Man. Sadly, we didn't get it, but like I said, multiverse is still a thing. It's very popular. It's very big. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of future implications. So who's to say we won't see him in the future? Who knows? Anyways, I can't speak. Anyways, y'all let me know down below in the comments what are your thoughts on this. Make sure if you haven't already, go to Cosmic Wonders page. Make sure you like, comment, share his stuff, and subscribe to his channel. Turn on notifications when he posts. Come back over here and do the same thing. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at LeroySasso. Same as YouTube channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. We're literally so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers before summertime begins. We're almost there, growing each and every single day. Go ahead and join. Be part of the journey, because we're about to take over this landscape of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, peace.